Hello, my friends. I have another story for you. This is called Echoes of the Shield Sky. In the year 2149, the ark hung like a weary sentinel in the void, its hull scarred by solar flares and the ghost of a world long poison. Captain Elara Voss stared at the holographic display, her fingers tracing the name of the 100 del- delinquencies she sentenced to the drop. Juveniles, they call themselves. Kids who stolen oxygen, fought over scraps, dreamed too loudly in a dying station. But Alera knew better. In the quiet hours when the engines hummed of dread, she whispered to the stars, "They are the sealed ones. The 144,000 come for succor." It started with a dream, or so the elders said, back when a nuclear fire had scorched Earth to ash. A prophet named Marian had boarded the ark, her eyes like polished snot ions, reciting from a tethered bark she smuggled from the ruins. And I heard a number of them which was sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. Revelations, he called it, a map, not a myth. Miriam claimed the 144,000 wasn't just souls from ancient tribes, they were star seeds, incarnated across epochs, waiting for the signal. 12,000 from each tribe, virgins to the old world's lies, first fruit of a new harvest. They'd be caught up in the clouds, translated to the heavens, only to be returned as redeemers, the sky people. Elara wasn't one for fairy tales. She'd grown up wielding conduits, recycling rationing air, burying her down to the cold metal of the station. But when the council's AI glitched during the last call, sparing exactly 144,000 from cryo, cryopurge, redistributed them evenly across the bloodlines they fabricated from DNA scraps. It felt too precise, too sealed, and now these 100, they wasn't random. Clark Griffin, who healers with her healer hands and unyielding gaze, marked like Judah's lion. Bellamy Blake, fierce as a Semonite warrior, guiding his flock. Octavia, swift as God, God raiders, born under a forbidden moon. Alera has seen the tattoos in the med-bay scans. Subbo signals etched in El Uturo by some unforgotten ritual. A lamb on a mountain, a new song encoded in the newer patterns. The drop pod screamed through the atmosphere, a fairy chariot scattering embers over the irradiated wires. On the ground, the grounders waited. The fierce clans descended from survivors, the war paint of Aqua tribal scars. The Sakara, as they named themselves, were sky-falling strangers, habiters of metal birds and whispered prophecies. Lincoln, the Turk-Rose scout, first mistook them for Hades' chosen, the 13th seer, the one the Flame Keeper spoke of in cave rites. They come from the stars, he told Anya, his voice thick with awe, like the old scrolls. First fruit, undefiled, singing songs no ear has heard. But the ground was no paradise. Radiation traced the forest into thorns, and the mountain men reapers hunted with particular hunger. Clark led them through it all, her visions bleeding into feeble dreams. A throne room of light, a multitude in white robes, and herself among the 144,000, foreheads branded with the Lamb's mark. We're not invaders, she told her people around the campfire. It dropped ships' wreckage to art on soil. We're the remnant, sealed for this. Bellarmé scoffed at first. Fibers grabbed from the Ark's psych ward. But when the acid fog rolled in and the stars aligned just so, he saw it. The way Octavia moved like she's been born to dance on clouds, untouched by the poison that follows others. Word spread among the clans. The flame, that new archive of past commanders, flickered with anomalies, echoes of Revelation's verses, uploaded centuries ago by some ethological refugees. Laex, the young Hedite, felt in her blood. These sky people were the Brits, the 13th clan to bind the tribes. Not the conquerors, but the redeemers. They followed the lambs he murdered during the incline, her eyes on Clark across the firelit hall. Wherever he goes in the night that follows, as alliances fray and battles loom, the sky people gathered under the aura-filled sky. They sang not hymns, but something rawer, harmony born of lost and fire. Zoe, I don't think they want to look at you behind. Then came the city of light, Ellie's digital rapture, promising transcendence, and uploading to silicone heaven. It was the test. Laura knew from orbit watching her drone feeds. The 144,000 wouldn't bow to false gods. Clark scattered the code, her scream echoing 1 Thessalonians. Caught up together to meet the Lord in the air. The AI's collapse unleashed anomalies. Portals flickered like wormholes, pulling the faithful skyward in pillars of plasma. Not all ascended, only the sealed, the pure, those whose mouth held no guilt. Delamere stayed, anchoring the ground. Octavia vanished into the glow, re-emerging as a bridge walker, her form shimmering with otherworldly light. Years blurred into the anomaly convergent. When the stars grew blood and earth grown from rebirth, the sky people now woven into the clans, the numbers swelling to the impossible fullness, stood on the ruins of Polus. Clark, aged but unbroken, touched the mark on her bow. We were sent from above, she said, her voice carrying to the horizon. To inherit the earth, first fruit of the new. From Archbridge, Elara smiled through tears. The station's thrusters fired one last time. The remnant had returned, not as aliens or invaders, but as heirs. The 144,000 skyborn and ground forwards sang their internal song under a healed heaven. And in a quiet aftermath, as the first green shoots pushed the soil, a child born to Sekuru and Chakuru blood hummed the melody. But genital, truthful, ready for whatever tribe the stars may call next. Well, let me know what you think about that futuristic story. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Thank you.